We had to bounce around a little bit there with the LaMelo Ball trade news there in the past 10 minutes. We are going to talk a bit about Eric bleeping Tulsky. Did you notice that when you talk about the Carolina Hurricanes general manager, that there's now an expletive that comes between the first and last name of that general manager? Because he's been cooking. There's no doubt about it that if the grand chemistry set, and we'll call him the chemistry set because the man literally has degrees that involve science. I've got one too, but not like his. He's cooking something up. Is it a base? Is it an acid? Is it a solid? Is it a vapor? Is it a gas? I'm not sure what it is that's happening right now. But again, when things are said out loud, there has to be a little bit of something behind it. And when the reports came out in the last 24 hours that the Carolina Hurricanes are actively talking to other teams or fielding calls about restricted free agent defenseman Alexander Nikishin, your ears perk up. Darren Dreger in the past 50 minutes has posted to X that there are upwards of 6 teams that are interested in Nikishin and may have put forth deals or maybe just said, hey, we'd take a look at that. Why not, right? Ladies who are listening, there's a handful of you out there. When you go dress shopping, you go, I need a dress. And I go to your favorite, whatever it is, boutique or big box store, and you go, I need a dress. And you try on a number of dresses. And you go, but I need a dress. This is the same thing, most likely, with the 6 NHL teams that are being reported that say, we could use a big, badass defenseman. Someone large, with the pedigree, who understands what it is to play in the postseason. And, by the way, happen to play for Rod Brind'Amour, which, to be honest, probably makes that player an awful lot more attractive. Just ask Brady Shea. Just ask Brett Pesce. They make them more attractive. They just do. And those guys get paid. Now, the question is Eric bleepin' Tulsky actually interested in moving on from Alexander Nikishin? Or is he just fielding phone calls and just going, we'll see what's out there. We'll see. We got a late round first pick. You might remember there's an interview from 8 years ago, I think, when Tom Dundon bought this franchise. He says, I don't want to draft defensemen. I'm going to draft offensive players in the first round when it comes to the picks, and that's what they've done. And then they have made the most of some of their other picks. Now, the weird part for me about all the smoke that comes along with it is that he is a young player, restricted free agency. And the only reason I would think that this word gets out there is maybe that there's representation of said player who isn't exactly happy about the number that's been put in front of his restricted free agent. That's the agent's job. The agent's job is to get their client the most money possible. But as you know, within the Carolina Hurricanes budgeting, bookmaking, accounting system, they have placed a value on everybody on that roster. And they're not big on paying one dime more than what they believe that player is worth. And for all that, for the Carolina Hurricanes to send attachés over to Europe and house Alexander Nikishin in Turkey, where he had to deal with that stupid magician ice cream guy before he came over here, and then they thrust him into the postseason 2 seasons ago, man, that feels like an awful lot of work to give up on a dude barely a season and a half into his NHL career.
That's true. And I think the most important part of that latest post from Darren Dreger as of, what was that, about an hour ago this morning.
Now, yep.
The part where he mentions the contract ask is clearly a major factor. We know in the past that Alexander Nikishin's agent and the Hurricanes front office have not always been on the same page. So I do wonder if that is the big sticking point here where Carolina would like to bring him back. Obviously, they valued him really highly. They never traded him before he came over to the NHL.
There were plenty of offers for him.
Yes, but they largely kept him, untouchable, out of reach for other teams. I'm thinking maybe they wanted to bring him back, but the contract ask is just not where they want to be. So now they're either pivoting as a negotiation tactic to try to bring that price down and try to bring him back, or maybe they realize that maybe it's not worth the headache of the negotiation, or maybe they won't be able to bring them down to a number that they see fit. So as you mentioned, they don't overpay for players based on whatever value they assign to them. And this is a seller's market. If you look at the last couple of days, if Bowen Byram is fetching the 4th overall pick in the draft, and plus more, Buffalo was actually able to offload Jordan Greenway's contract in that deal. They got a second-round pick and a prospect back as well. The market's got to be high. And again, that's kind of what Dreger alludes to, is that the market is strong and teams are willing to offer a little something. So, again, I don't know if it's just due diligence. I don't know if it's a contract thing. But, the market's strong right now, and Eric Tulsky, we know how he operates. He's going to go out there and at least see what's available in the market, whether or not he actually wants to act on it and make a move or not. But regardless, he's going to put the Hurricanes in the best possible position, however this thing shakes out.
I just want to let you know, when I say Eric bleeping Tulsky, that bleeping part is with love.
Oh, very positive.
That is with love. Like, that is love from Canes fans. That is love from this studio. That is all love. Now, it's interesting to put this one out there because the San Jose Sharks hold the number 2 pick in the NHL draft, and their general manager came out late yesterday, and said, we've had a lot of interest in number 2, including one really interesting proposal. They only have 4 defensemen under contract, and their highest paid defenseman, Max, you don't even have to take a wild guess, but you know who it is. Just say it out loud with me. Dmitry Orlov. Or as Wade Minter would say, Orlov. He didn't have to say that anymore, thank goodness. Dmitry Orlov's making $6.5 million.
I didn't even realize he was their highest paid defenseman.
Well, because the other 3 are making less than $1 million apiece.
Well, I know that they don't
They're
really
puppies.
I know they don't really have a very quality blue line at this point in time. And, that was a factor in when they made the trade, sending out William Eklund the other day to Ottawa and getting the 9th overall pick back that Ottawa had gotten from Florida in the Brady Tkachuk trade earlier this week, is that many speculate that they'll take Ivar Stenberg 2nd overall, and then at that 9th overall pick, take whatever the best defensive prospect is. People are particularly high on Keaton Verhoff as a piece there, but I could see them wanting maybe a little bit more of an NHL-ready defenseman, even though that's not always the best move. If you look over, again, at Chicago and the move they made earlier this week, offloading number 4 overall for Bowen Byram, who, solid NHL player, good top 4 defenseman, but, top 5 pick worthy. I know he got selected with the 4th overall pick when he was drafted, but I don't know if he's necessarily played to that level in his NHL career. But maybe San Jose could be interested in something like that. I don't know what they would potentially send back that would make sense for Carolina.
So do you take the 9? Do you take the 9 for Nikishin?
I guess if you want to continue kind of, in theory, extending the Canes window, because you have all these great players that are kind of in that
farm system. It's rich with defensemen.
Yeah, and you've got great players on the roster so far that are in that 22 to 24 range. You like Jackson Blake, Seth Jarvis, Logan Stankoven, and you also have the kind of the older part of the window, like the established stars of Sebastian Aho, and it's weird to put Svechnikov in there. He's kind of in between the two at his age, and more so the older guys are towards the defense with Jacob Slavin, and honestly, I can't even put Keandre Miller in that group either because he's really not that old.
No, he's not.
Either. That would be an extending move. I don't know if I love that in theory, a 9 overall. I think I'd want something else as part of that deal. I don't want to overvalue Alexander Nikishin just because we like him so much around here, obviously. So, and people are always going to overvalue the players that they root for and the players that they see more of every day.
Okay, fine. So the 9 and the 20 then from the Sharks. The Sharks can't get any younger.
I wouldn't hate that move necessarily. That'd be good value to get 2 first-round picks.
Give him the 31, and you take the 9 and the 20 in Nikishin.
I don't know. Like that's not the worst value by any means. But again, and this is what Eric Tulsky mentioned when he was on Spit and Chicklets. Eric Tulsky's so good at his job. It's what Tom Dundon said about him, that he's good at removing emotion from the deal and just purely looking at the analysis. So maybe it'd be better for him to make that move. I don't know if that kind of offers on the table. And frankly, if you wanted to hold on a little bit longer, there's a little Zach Werenski talk over there in Columbus. If you could make a move kind of centered around Nikishin and pieces for him.
Hi, Don. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, and you've got the relationship with Don Waddell. If the Hurricanes got Zach Werenski on the team, I was kind of dismissing people who were saying, the Panthers and the Hurricanes are super teams in the Eastern Conference. But if you got Zach Werenski in that back end, like, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that, because he is, literally the reigning Norris Trophy winning defenseman and one of the best offensive blue liners in the league. Like, that would be a crazy move. Now, maybe that's a bit pie in the sky from me, but ultimately I hope they just re-sign Nikishin, because, again, I love him. I love his game. He's got that physical edge to him. They call him Boom for a reason. He's got the booming slap shot to go with the big hits. And he's just been like the prized kind of prospect for so long. So hopefully they work it out. But if they do make a trade, hopefully they land some kind of big fish or some really good, like, first-round draft compensation, like you mentioned.
Well, Sharks have $46 million in cap space right now, so, they'll take come one, come all. I just think if you're going to do deals with teams that are already making deals, because they are wide open. They're not sitting on their hands. Those are the ones to take advantage of. We'll keep an eye on this one for you as well.
I'm Max Goren with 3 things you need to know right now from 99.9 The Fan. Breaking news this morning from ESPN's Shams Charania. The Charlotte Hornets are trading LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to the Minnesota Timberwolves in exchange for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first-round pick, 3 first-round pick swaps, and 3 second-round picks. Multiple Triangle college basketball players were selected in last night's second round of the NBA draft, including Duke's Isaiah Evans at pick 33 to Minnesota, Malik Brown at pick 44 to Brooklyn, and UNC's Henry Vasar at pick 52 to Atlanta. NC State's Quadir Copeland signed with Houston as an undrafted free agent. The group stage of the World Cup is heating up with 6 games today as Groups D, E, and F all wrap up group play. The U.S. men's national team, which has already clinched a first-place finish in Group D, will face off with Turkiye tonight at 10 o'clock in Los Angeles. For all the latest news on your favorite teams, download the 99.9 The Fan app or visit 999thefan.com.
The beautiful game, packing the schedule yesterday and certainly again today with 6 matches on the pitch. Turkey and the United States in the late one. This is a 10 o'clock Eastern kick, so if you haven't napped in the last few days and you're still trying to catch up from the Carolina Hurricanes Stanley Cup parade, this one might not be for you. You might actually be able to step out on this one and kind of go, we're okay. There is history that could be on the line, clearly. They could win a third straight win in group stage. They've never done that before. But when they won last Friday, and again, it seems like forever ago, when they defeated Australia and shut them out 2-0, it means they have the top spot in Group D. So tonight's match is good for a couple of reasons. It's about staying fit, clearly, but also staying healthy. Christian Pulisic, who did not suit up in the game against Australia last week, will he go? Will he won't go? ESPN soccer analyst Casey Keller offered his thoughts on this one.
I don't think that they want him to go almost 3 weeks without playing competitive match. So if he truly is fit, and he seems to claim that he is fit, then I think you have to play him 20, 30 minutes and really kind of get him back into form into that round of 32, because you don't want him to have that long of a layoff before that big match.
It will be a change, too, for Team USA. There are 4 players that have yellows that will not play tonight. So they will not be suspended once they get to the round of 32. That match is July 1st, by the way. So circle that on your calendar. July 1, next Wednesday. That is when we go into eliminations. We get rolled down into that. So they get wiped out once they finish group stages. So the 4 players will not play who currently have yellow cards. Now you start running into the the inevitable rest versus rust argument when it comes to Team USA. This would be an opportune time, clearly, for the national team to get a few extra runs with some guys that don't normally get time on the pitch. And it's not as simple as like, hey, we're just going to sit you out. Like, now you're not sitting out for a game. When they talk about Pulisic 3 weeks is because he didn't play after match 1, Didn't play in 2, there was a week. Another week where if he doesn't play tonight, he has to wait another week to play. So 3 weeks off, not playing with the team, chemistry, and all those kinds of things. He'll be available. Will he be a substitute? Would he play half a match? It's now you're managing, like, okay, how far of a run can we make it? And you've got hopes up within the national team faithful, whatever party and group that you belong to, and I can't name a million groups, but like, how far do you think the United States wants to go? Because there is a belief of how strong this team is and how good they were in the group so far that they could make a legitimate push. Now, I preface it by saying Brazil had an amazing game last night. Match game. Sorry, 3-0.
You can say game. It's in America. These are soccer games.
America. We got a game.
I think the most exciting thing from yesterday was South Africa, Bafana getting the win in the late game against South Korea to advance to the knockouts for the first time.
I won a little money on that.
I really like it just because I like saying Bafana.
Bafana.
They got one of the best national team nicknames out there. Because I always think back to the 2010 World Cup with the opening goal when they were hosting, and the announcer going, "A goal, Bafana, goal for South Africa, goal for all Africa."
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
And it was a banger of a goal too.
Mufasa. Keep waiting on that one too.
It's heating up though. We're getting 6 games a day now until knockouts,
which is great.
Exciting stuff.
I'll take all of it. Once every 4 years, right? We all start understanding who we need to be rooting for, and the good news is it's a lot of familiar faces. Canada, though, rolling in. They lost last night to the Swiss 2-1, so they're going into a knockout game next week as well.